In today's video, I just wanted to thank everyone who subscribed to this channel for this 1,000 subscriber mark. I initially started this channel about 2 months ago, and my main goal was to help new collectors entering the hobby and also documenting my experience collecting Pokemon cards. 20 years later, I never thought that I'd be getting back into Pokemon cards again, but after having done 5 years of YouTube, I must say that this is the most fulfilling, fun, and fastest growing channel that I've actually ever started. So I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now, and I've started probably over 30 plus different YouTube channels, most of them faceless, but to have this one actually show my face and read really nice genuine comments about how I should keep going, keep posting videos, thank you for the help, it really is fulfilling. I thought that would be really cool that in order to celebrate this milestone, I'm going to be going over my vintage binder collection. And so this backstory behind this was that when my parents actually retired to the Philippines, they took practically all their furniture with them, and within one of those cabinets or wardrobes was this binder. So my mother actually brought this binder back with her about 20 years later. And so I'm going to be going over some vintage cards that I collected back when I was a kid and showcasing some of my favorites. But I thought it'd be a really nice milestone to celebrate with this vintage collection show off, basically. As far as the direction of this channel goes, my long-term goal is to do something kind of like Mr. Beast like, where I give back to the community. So if you ever watch any of Mr. Beast's videos, obviously he's doing very crazy extravagant stuff where he gives out like $10,000 or $100,000, and I think in his most recent show he gave out about $5 million to the winner. I don't look to be to that extent as far as giving back to the community goes, but I think it would be really nice at some point during my YouTube journey on this channel to give Pokemon card packs away and to just see the genuine expression of people's faces when they receive the pack or when they even open up the pack. So inspired by Mr. Beast and inspired by Deep Pocket Monsters and basically any channels that like to give back to the community. Right now I'm still working on like the educational portion of this channel to kind of get the funds up and running. But with that though, I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to the channel. Hitting 1,000 subscribers this fast has never happened to me before, and to know that people are subscribing to content that I create manually. I mean, right now I am paying for a video editor just because I actually really suck at video editing, but the ideas, the scripting, the thumbnails, that is actually all manually done by me. And so with that, thank you so much again, but let's go and get started with this vintage collection show off. I initially started sleeving these cards that you see right over here. And while sleeving them, I was like, this would probably make for a good YouTube video. But back when I got this binder from the Philippines, I was only like at 150 subscribers. So I felt like if I posted it, a lot of people might not even watch the video. So now that I'm at 1,000, I mean, I would be really happy if at least like 100 people watched this video and actually appreciated the cards that I have set all around here. Let me go ahead and set up my camera. So this binder initially was like some sort of Astoria Homes Built for Life. I think it was like a real estate binder when my parents were buying their house, and my father actually took all these cards, you know, thank goodness for him. He took all these cards and actually organized it by type. And so when I got this binder back, I initially had wanted to sleeve all the cards, but while sleeving it, I mean, these are just a bunch of commons you'll see here. So we have a Nidorino, Nidoking, just a bunch of commons that I started sleeving. And then I thought about, you know, let's actually save this for a future YouTube video once my channel starts growing more and more. So this originally was the Leaf Pokemon over here. I mean, the first it actually started with Electric. Okay, so we have a bunch of Pikachus here, bunch of commons, Electrodes. So the binder initially started with Electric and then it moved on to Leaf. And I had already started sleeving a lot of the Leaf cards, but here we have, I remember this card here, a Hollow Vileplume. And this is how I used to sleeve cards back in the day, okay? It's actually cutting up like sandwich bags and taping it over. So if you've done this before and you remember doing this as a kid, do comment down below, but you'll see a few of these that are sleeved in like sandwich bags where we just taped it over. This was the old way of sleeving cards, okay? So we have like a Dark Vileplume there, Heracross over there, Weezing, and where you see the kind of gaps here, those are cards that I had already sleeved. So I'll go over those at the end of the video just because I have some really nice cards. And so that's the Leaf portion of this binder. And then it moves on to the normal version of this binder. So again, a lot of cards that I ended up sleeving just because I thought they were really rare and really cool. You can see here, you have a non-Wigglytuff, non-hollow, Lieutenant Surge's Rattata. And then over here, we have some Dragonairs, Dragonites. And then here is a Kangaskhan. So these old sleeves that you see here, they're not the best, obviously, because look how many cards fit into one sleeve. Okay, so you have a Kangaskhan. We actually have 3 of them hollows, and so it's not double-sided sleeves. I mean, the way I used to do it when I was younger was actually just putting all these cards into one pocket just like that, but I'll sleeve that in just a second. So after the normal portion, we have the psychic version now. So this is where the Gengars that I'm going to show you are going to be. And then I have like an entire page of unknowns over here. I wish unknowns were still as popular. I thought it was so cool collecting each of the letters. And this is the only holo unknown right over here, which is unknown A. And then if we actually take out the sleeve for this, okay, so this actually had a card sleeve from back before. Unknown A. And then if we move on from that, we have the fire version. So now is the portion of the binder where I didn't sleeve every single card that I like. We actually have a promo Moltres over here. I'll actually show you guys this. So this is a promo card for Moltres, and it's not a holo version though. I don't think there is a holo version. But sometimes while going through this binder, I really like how it comes with a double. So sometimes I would sleeve multiple cards in a single pocket. So after pulling one card out, sometimes there'd be like another different card behind it, which was really cool. But some Ninetales, and I think this Ninetales actually came from a deck box. But this is another one of those sandwich bag holos. So if pull this out. Yeah, okay. So 2 Ninetales cards, both holo, right? One is in the typical sandwich bag, right? But in really good condition. It's just slightly bent. Actually, no, this is probably like moderately played. The 2 Ninetales cards, which I'll probably be, maybe I'll be able to, I'll sleeve it all and I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end when I correctly binder this. But then here we have the Charizards, okay? So I actually have 2 Charizards, both from base set 2. You can see here, I actually sleeved both of them in a single sleeve. So double Charizard, and I'll be putting this in my collection. We also have the promo Entei on the side over here. So promo Entei. I'm not really too worried about damaging these cards as much just because, you know, I probably will never ever trade these or sell these unless I have multiple. No, I will probably even keep the duplicates, but it looks like there's only 1 card inside here. But I remember this is from Pokemon 2000 Entei promo. We have a Ponyta, and then if we move on to the next page again, so I took out a few cards from here, which I'll show you guys afterwards. Now moving on to water types. So we have the Psyducks, we have the Golducks, Tentacruels, Poliwags. We have a few Gyarados here. We have Articunos, Lapras, some Vaporeons. There's a holo Vaporeon right over there. And then this is actually an interesting set. I think it's called the Island set. So I have a few cards from this, and I didn't even know it was a set when I was first collecting it. But I believe it's called the Island set Pokemon, and there's about 9 of them. So this is one of them, which is the Marill. Probably in like MP lightly play condition, but I'll be sleeving this card as well at some point. So Gyarados here at the bottom. One of my collections is going to be collecting all the Gyarados cards that I can. And then this page, nothing crazy on this page. On from that. Here I have a really cool looking Kabutops. I don't know how much this one was worth, but I'm not too fond of Japanese cards, so but I'll probably still keep it just because it's a card that I kept or had when I was a kid. And here we have a Dark Blastoise over there. And then moving on to the water types, we have the ground types. So there were a lot of ground type cards that I already had sleeved before. Over here we have a first edition Machamp right over there. Dark Machamp over there, Machop. And then here we have this trio of cards, okay? So we have the Hitmonlee holo, or Hitmonlee holo, Hitmonchan holo, and Hitmontop holo. So probably definitely will be putting that in my binder. And after that, we have their trainer cards. So no special trainer cards. But let me go and show you the cards that I actually sleeved that were valuable from this batch. Either valuable or that they were just basically cards that I liked a lot. Alright, so here we have a Fortress. Then we have a Japanese Steelix. And then we have a holo Japanese Tyranitar, okay? So if you're watching the channel, you'll know that I love collecting Tyranitars. So this is a great addition. I think this is the only Tyranitar that I had from when I was a kid. And then we have this here, a Houndoom, Murkrow. I remember pulling these from the mall when I was a kid, okay? Sneasel. And then we have a Pokemon, or Pikachu WB Presents First Movie promo card. Definitely beat up. You can see all the whitening there. We also have a Dark Arbok. So a page in my binder is going to be dedicated to just Dark Pokemon Vintage. Victory Bell, Erica's Victory Bell, Jumpluff, Dark Weezing, Yanma, Blossom, Brock Zubat, and a Venomoth. So I feel like Venomoth has basically fallen off the face of the earth with not really having any cards made on that Pokemon anymore. Now moving on to the next batch, we have a Japanese Pichu. We have a Scyther Japanese, but it is damaged. You can see the crease there. And we got a few Beedrills from base set 2. We have Electabuzz. This one here should be hollow, I feel like, but it's not. We have Electabuzz, Elekid. We have a Jolteon from Jungle, and a Dark Jolteon from Rocket. Flaffy, Voltorb, Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. I remember getting this card when I was a kid. Super cool card. And then we have the Magneton, Ampharos, and Raichu. So these three were like the main hollows that I had in my electric portion of my binder. And then moving on from that, here we have Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. We have a Zapdos hollow, super nice card. We have a Muck, Pinsir, and then we have a base set 2 hollow Scyther. We have a Nidoqueen, and we have a Japanese energy card, and then this Magnemite pot card. This is like the first card that I remember having like a different type, because usually this is electric, but then it became steel. It's when steel Pokemon started coming out. So we have there a Skarmory, another Venomoth, and then a Rainbow Energy. So I have 2 more batches, guys, and I tried to organize it based on cards that were rarer. So here we have 2 Eriko's Clefable, and this one here has someone's name on it. I guess I traded for that. We have a Gengar, we have a Dragonite, and then this Meowth is an interesting Meowth because it has like a copper/gold border. I don't know how to look it up, but I thought it was a really unique, cool card. And then here we have the Arcanine promo card, which I think should be hollow. Dark Flareon, Dark Slowbro, and then this card here, I think it's part of a set, yeah, the Island set, but it's the Japanese version. Then we have Clefable, Dark Persian, Rocket Snorlax. This is a nice card. Pidgeot, and then these are just a few commons: Eevee, Snorlax, Ursaring, Porygons. And then moving on to the last batch of cards. Here we have a Wobbuffet hollow. And this Dark Gengar and Dark Typhlosion, okay, that's basically a leak. Unfortunately, it's so beat up, but it's just nice knowing that I have some sort of Dark Gengar, okay, because I know this is a high value card. You can see how beat up this card is, but I really like the vintageness of it, if that's a word. But sweet Dark Gengar, I mean, for a personal collection, this just screams vintage and how you've had it for like years. Next, we have, I'm gonna hold the batch outside so you can't see it, but this is a Dark Typhlosion. And this card here makes you kind of want to collect like all the Dark Typhlosions, but it's in really neat condition. New Destiny 10 out of 105, but really sweet card. And then this is my only first edition card that I have that's hollow, okay, and it's in really good condition. It's a Giovanni's Persian, first edition, and it's in really, really good condition. I'd say lightly played, but sweet card overall. And then this card here is an interesting one. So this is the Meowth promo card, I think from GameStop, and it's still not opened up. I don't know how much this card is worth, but I tried putting it into a sleeve and it's in pristine condition. But if you guys know, have any of these cards or know some more backstory, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. But sweet looking card, especially for those who collect Meowths or promo cards. And then we have a Sabrina's Alakazam. So another sweet looking card from the trainer set. Really good condition. I mean, I don't really have a lot of these cards just because they were so beat up from taking it out of our binder and not having proper card care. And then we have the Umbreon and Espeon. So Umbreon and Espeon cards. So I was very surprised when I had these in my binder, just because back then I didn't know that Umbreon was so popular. You can see the back portion. This is more so the case, but probably both. This one's MP and then this one's LP. It was such a great pair to have from, I think, New Destiny. Espeon and Umbreon. And then we have a Houndour. I really like this card. A basic Pokemon, but the hollow version of it. Sweet card, okay. Probably moderately played. And then we just have a few more. And then we have a Dark Dugtrio. So this hollow version of this Dugtrio is really, really nice looking. I mean, look at that. The artwork is great. The hollow is great. Really neat condition overall. And then we have our Blastoise. So the Blastoise card, I'd say moderately played. It's just nice knowing that I have some vintage base set Pokemon from Blastoise. The only one I'm missing is Venusaur, but I hope to grab it sometime in the future to complete the set. But there you have it, everyone. So that right there is the vintage collection that I've had for well over a couple of years now, and I was able to bring it back from the Philippines all the way to here in the US. Once again, I do want to thank everyone for subscribing to the channel, and if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, my name is John. I try to create content helping beginner collectors start collecting Pokemon cards, so if you're interested in that, do check it out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.